Hey guys, my name is Farhad. I'm the creator of A1 from Annobike. I'm here to tell you a bit about the design and the different parts, the components of the bike. Let's start with the design and I will tell you why the bike looks like it does. The thing about making a bike is that the frame actually sets the standard for the design of the bike. We wanted to create something completely original. We wanted to create something that is not based on a generic, off-the-shelf, prefabricated frame. So we had to start all from scratch by designing and putting the lines to how the bike should look like. The main idea was to create a bike that looked buff, looked very masculine or very solid. So we needed to create some heavy looking lines, but at the same time we also wanted to make the bike look agile and light and fast. So there was lots of compromises to be made when we started it. But here it is, our prototype of A1. So let's go through the different part of the frame, and I will explain the design ideas behind it. Let's start with the main part of the frame, which contains the battery that can be removed from the top and inserted again. This part is actually made of two different compartments. The top one, which contains the battery, and the bottom one, which contains the controller and all the wiring. From here we move over to the pivot, where the rear suspension or the swing arms are attached to the main part of the frame, and the shocks at the rear. The swing arms are made of forged alloy. On the prototype we actually made it by CNC and laser cutting. Right now we have created a mold for the swing arm, so it would be easier for us to produce the bike in larger quantities. Laser cutting takes quite a lot time. But yeah, with this part, the main idea was to create a lightweight, sporty, fast looking bike. Our inspiration, is like Ducati motorcycles or Kawasaki Ninja, so that was the main idea of putting the lines here and make sure that they are quite solid and heavy looking, but then cut out these patterns in it to reduce the weight and make it look more agile and more sporty. The pivot here is well, actually it has a pin through it, and there are some bearings inside to make sure that the pivot is moving correctly. Basically it's just perfect. You don't have to do anything to maintain it. So yeah, and it moves as you ride your bike, and if you hit a bump or whatever. So it works very well together with the rear shock. At this part here we have attached two steel bridges that they can actually handle up to 150 kilograms of weight. So they are quite massive and solid. Another thing that we wanted to do with the design of the bike was to create some lines that didn't disturb the line. We are obviously based in Copenhagen, Denmark, a country with huge design and architectural heritage, known for clean Scandinavian design. So we wanted to create a clean bike with some clean lines. So if you notice the line of the front fork and compare it to the line of the seat tube and the seat post, you will notice that the lines are absolute parallel with each other. And if you look at the line of the rear shock and hold it against the lines of the main part of the frame, you would notice that they are parallel as well, and the same line continues to the rear part of the swing arms. We try to kind of remove all unnecessary lines and weldings and different alloy parts that you would see on many other bikes. That was the design part of the bike, why it became as it is, and why the bike looks like it does. Absolutely original, patented design. We didn't use any prefabricated mold or frame. So this is our bike from Annobike. Let's go through the different components and I will try to explain as much as I can about them. Let's start at the front and then move to the rear part of the bike. Obviously the bike is mounted by 20 by 4 inch tires. We decided to go for Kenda as they are quite well known for off-road tires. Very high quality product. We are quite happy with them. So we've decided to use puncture resistant tires, and we're going to put a puncture resistant inlay in the tires as well. And those inlays are actually, when you change your tires, you can just remove the inlay from the old ones and put them into the new ones. The inlay actually prevents puncturing just as much as the tires do, so that's kind of an extra safety feature. The rims that we have used are the so-called double-walled rims, and you notice the small holes all the way around them. Those are made to reduce weight, and at the same time, we have double layer of alloys. So not usually, but quite often you would find a single layer of alloy on rims, but these ones have the double layer, so they are more shock resistance, and if you have a flat tire and you hit a bump or a curb, your rims would probably not be damaged. So that's just the quality component that we decide to put on this bike. One thing I need to tell you is that the axle here is bolt-on. For production, we have decided to use a through axle with quick release. So the good thing about it is that it would be easier to change the rim if you want to remove it and put a new rim on. That's quite easy. And the second good thing about through axles is that if the quick release gets loosened, untight or something, the rim will not fall off the fork. They are secured. So that's just another quality component that we decided to put on the bike for production. This is again just a prototype, so there are going to be some improvements and some changes done to it. Let's talk about the front fork. We decided to use double shoulder or double crowned front fork, again because we wanted to create a sporty kind of motorcycle look. The good thing about using the dual or double crown shock or front fork is that it's you can put some better quality components on the bike, and you can have a longer travel, and of course the look of it as well. The ones that we have here is actually spring coil with hydraulics, but we are going to change it for production and put a better quality front fork on it. These ones are perfect as they are, but because we are so quality focused and always searching for improvements, we actually found a better front fork to add to the bike. And I'm sure that the ones, our backers who have ordered the A1 already, they know all about it, and they're quite happy that we are doing this. The one here has 12 centimeter of or 120 millimeter of travel, and if I use the front brake and I press down, you can see it here. We do have adjustment option up here, and we can have a lockout option as well. So when you're riding the streets and you don't need any suspension, just lock it out, and it wouldn't decrease your speed, or it wouldn't kind of eat up your speed. But it's quite good for going off-road. Remove the unlock option and adjust it to a soft suspension mode, and you would absolutely feel the comfort of the bike. It would just take any bump that you throw at it. Let's move up to the front stem and handlebar. We decided to use a dirt bike look handlebar with a slight curve. It's mounted with 4 bolts for extra safety. It's yeah, I mean, you really have to beat this bike to make the handlebar loosen. It is adjustable. The front stem here is adjustable, so you can open it up and close it, and raise the handlebar to adjust to your riding position, your height, whatever you prefer. This part here can be changed if you want to have a bit more street bike, more sporty looking driving position. You can simply just change this and put a smaller one, and change the front stem as well. So it's easily done. It's up to you. We decided that this height was perfect for most people, but it's absolutely up to the user whether they want to stay with this or change it to a taller one or a shorter one. So again, we decided to go with extra safety, so we added 2 bolts here just to make sure that everything stays in place. We have a little small detail here that I want to show you, is that the grips are of course made of rubber and quite comfortable, but we used one that covers the bolt that usually kind of is annoying to touch when you're riding. So these ones cover the bolts here, so you don't feel any uncomfortable in your palm where you have a tight grip. Yeah, let's talk about the brakes. We decided to go with Tektro brakes disc. You have the option of mechanic brakes or hydraulic. We recommend hydraulic. It's much easier to use. Gives a more comfortable brake when you need to brake the speed or halt in general. Right now our prototype is mounted with 160 millimeter discs at front and rear, but for production we decided to change the front disc to 183 millimeters. Gives you better cooling, gives you better braking abilities. Hydraulic brakes is what we recommend because it's easier to maintain and gives just a much better riding experience. Let's move a bit further towards the center of the bike. We decided to go for a new design of quick release. The reason for that is that these quick release work just fine, but having them here, you can scratch your leg, or if you are a woman riding with skirt, your skirt could get stuck in it, and it's just annoying. And these ones are quite strong. They are meant for heavy duty. So once you loosen and and adjust your seat and you tighten this, then they will stay. Once in a while they need a small adjustment, depending on how often you adjust your seat post. But this is really good, and we are very proud of having this added to our bike. And the seat is quite slick or streamlined, and if you look at the different lines here, it actually matches the cutouts on the rear suspension, so matches the bike perfectly. Quite comfortable, soft foam inside, and I've been riding this bike for hours and hours without feeling any uncomfort. Let's talk about the rear suspension. We actually started this bike by having adjustable air suspension. It was adjusted by adding air or taking air out of it. So it was adjustable, but we decided to move it a step further. So the ones we are going to use for production is adjustable, again, air suspension. It would also be adjustable in terms of rebound. So you would have the option of adjusting how quick your rear suspension or shock adapts to the movement of the tires or the surface that you are riding on. So you would have the option of putting on rabbit mode, which means that it really jumps fast and up and down fast, you know, and you see it here. I pushed, push the rear suspension and it reacts quite fast. And if I adjust it to turtle mode, then it would adjust much slower. So it's up to you and your riding style, riding mode, the surface you are riding on, or wherever you are going to adjust. It has a lockout option. Right now it's open, but it can be locked, so it would adjust much less. It would never be 100% locked out. That's how it is. Yeah, let's talk about the gearing. Our prototype is mounted by Shimano Tourney series derailleur with 7-speed. We were not that happy with that, so we decided to change it for production. We're gonna add a Shimano Dior derailleur, which is a couple of steps higher than Tourney. Very precise derailleur, much tighter derailleur, and it would probably be mounted by 9 or 10 speeds. We are figuring that out right now, and it would have a freewheel hub. The front chain wheel is 52T, which fits perfect for the bike. It is possible to change it if you want to have a larger chain wheel at the front. So yeah, it's quite easy to do. So that would be 100% up to the user. We think that 52 is a perfect match for the bike and the gearing. Let's talk about the motor. We have used Bafang motors because of their standards and their quality. This one, our prototype, is mounted by 750 watts G60 series from Bafang. It is heat tested. It has an IP level of 65, which means that you can actually wash it with high pressure water pump without damaging it. So that's quite good. These bikes tend to get dirty, so we are quite happy with the motor and the performance of it. We've packed the 750 motor with a 25 amp controller, which it actually improves the performance of the motor. So yeah, the 750 would be limited to 32 kilometers per hour because of the regulations, and we also offer a 250 watt motor, which would be limited to 25 kilometers per hour, and the 250 watt motor would be packed with a 15 amp controller. We also offer two options of battery. We offer a 14.5 amp battery and a 17.5 amp battery. Both of them would be 48 watts. So again, up to you what you want to have. If you don't need your bike to take you for a long range, then go for the 14.5 amp battery, and if you need a bit more longer range, go for the 17.5. The average range of our bike is around 60 kilometers, depending on how you use it. We've tested it on assist level 3 and 4, which is quite well, because then it makes your ride very comfortable. But if you go on assist level 9 and you use the throttle all the time, then of course it would reduce the range of the bike. And talk about what's inside the frame. Let's start with the battery. The battery is locked when you ride the bike, and if you want to take it out, it's you get 2 keys. This is the battery. This is the 17.5 amp battery, so it's quite heavy. That's the lock mechanism here, and if you look inside the frame, you would see the controller, and it's quite open to the compartments on the lower side of the frame. The battery is chargeable two ways. This is the charging point of the battery. If you remove it from the bike, it's covered with a silicone cap to prevent water damage or dust. It's quite nice. To insert the battery, just to slide it in and push, then it's locked. The battery is also mounted with an indicator. In case you remove the battery from the bike and you want to charge it in the comfort of your home and you want to know how far you are with the charging process, there's a button here that you push and it will show 3 different colors. Green for half charge, blue for full charge, and red for you need to do some more charging. If you want to keep the battery on the bike and if you want to charge it, there is a charging hole here, and this one is also covered with a silicone cap, again to prevent dust and water and dirt to get in there. So simply just put the charger plug here and you're good to go. So guys, this is A1 from Annobike. We just finished our campaign at Kickstarter. We are quite happy with the results and we are absolutely grateful for the support and the backing we received from you guys and our backers. Right now, this bike is available on Indiegogo as a pre-order or in-demand campaign. So give it a look on Indiegogo.com and search for Annobike. Then it would appear in your search results, probably on top of the list. You can read more about it. You can visit our website, Annobike.com, and our Facebook page, Annobike CPH, or our Instagram, Annobike CPH. If you have any questions, don't hold back. My colleagues and I will be happy to answer or comment or anything you need. Just let us know. Thank you.